Stakeholders in Nigeria's electoral process have been speaking on the need to regulate political financing as a step towards ensuring that elections are not compromised in the country. This comes on the heels of a report by Kimpact Development Initiative on campaign and political finance tracking for the Edo and Ondo State governorship elections, which revealed that an estimated 9.7 billion naira was spent across all political parties in Edo State during the 2024 governorship race, while 3.7 billion naira was recorded in Ondo State. Nuel Samson has more.
The report highlights that only major political parties accounted for bulk of these expenditures, leaving smaller parties struggling with limited resources. A deeper analysis of individual candidates' expenditures reveals that only a handful of candidates possess the financial resources to run competitive campaigns, raising concerns about the fairness of the electoral process. With the Anambra State governorship election approaching, the need to ensure a level playing field for all participants has got many asking how fairness can be achieved.
I think what we need to do is, since the laws are there, let us try as much as possible to see how we can adhere to this law, and anybody who violates this law should be heavily penalized. I think that is the only way we can, because we need to sanitize our electoral process.
We have a law already that provides regulation on how much, limits on how much candidates can spend for each elections, but obviously that is not being enforced. And I do believe that we have an opportunity now with the current electoral reform process, for one, a political party regulations commission to be established. Second is the Electoral Offences Commission, because parties breaching the candidates and parties breaching the expenses limit in the Electoral Act is an electoral offence.
So it's about having a whole gamut of attitudinal, ethical reforms for people, and this is where our religious leaders may come in, if they will listen to them anyway, because people will say politics and morality are oil and water, they don't mix. So how do you deal with this? I still believe our anti-corruption agencies and our security agencies have to lead the way, as well as our judicial system.
So our finding shows that we need to do more in terms of regulation. One of the things we have seen is that even over the years, the ceiling that has been provided by the Constitution, by the Electoral Act and other legal framework has not been adhered to. However, what happened is nothing happens and then everything keep going on. So to minimize this monster is that we need to enforce regulation.
The Chairman House of Representatives Committee on Electoral Matters, Adebayo Balogun, outlines the step the House is taking to regulate political financing.
Yes, we are amending what defines, yes. But the issue is, how do you really define the spending? How do you even capture the spending? The spending you spend every day, the money you spend every day, day-to-day spending that you cannot even easily track. Ordinary, even at the lower level as a councillor, within your area, when you enter a canteen, everybody wants you to pay for them. Where do you write all this? People that pay on your behalf, that spend money on your behalf, how do you even know? Someone will come to you maybe a year after the election and look at the souvenir printed during your election. You are not even aware. So these are all these things. So how do we want to, how are we going to present it in a way that will be able to be specific? That, okay, these are the areas we will consider as electoral spending, or these are the other things we are doing just outside the electoral process. So it's still a very dicey thing. But by the time we start from somewhere, then we start redefining what will be captured.
It is widely acknowledged that political parties play a crucial role in sustaining democracy, with financial resources essential for their operations. However, while money is necessary, excessive spending can lead to undue influence and corruption, which undermines the democratic process. Therefore, regulating political financing remains a key safeguard against these threats. Nuel Samson, Trust TV News, Abuja.